everybody, and welcome to video 3 in our series Autumn. Now we're using the kit Winter's Tale by LineDotArrow, and I'm just pulling all the autumn pages out of it to make our project. This is my design team project for LineDotArrow for the month of November. Now there are several different things that you should probably know before we get started. You can get the kit from the LineDotArrow Etsy shop. There's a discount link in the text below this video that is the design team discount, and you can use that and go get the kit at a discount. You can actually use that link and get any kit at a discount. So all of that information will be below. Natalie's links to the LineDotArrow, the straight to the shop, is going to be there in her Linktree link, and then that way you can see her Instagram and Etsy and all of her her Facebook group, and all of those links will be inside the Linktree link. Also links to all of us design team members, and you should check out our videos because you know we're not slouches either. Okay, so that's it for that. Then don't forget that if you're not a member, you should zoom on over to the Sweet Pea Papers Facebook group, or over to Plus and or the Junk Journal Tutorials, Videos, and Projects Facebook group. I own both of those, or run them, or have them, or whatever word you want to call it. And we have lots of tutorials and pictures of projects, and lots of inspiration, and lots of encouragement for your projects too. And let's see what else. I think there was one more thing. Oh, you can go to my Ko-Fi shop, and I have a couple of books there for sale, so you might want to check that out. I know I have people ask me if I sell my books, and normally I don't, but I do have one or two up there right now. Okay, so that's it for that. The link is below. So now our project Autumn, we did pages 1, 2, I did 3, we did 4 together, 5, and now we're on 6. Now this video may take this whole video to do page 6, but we'll see. Okay, so we're going to set this aside for right now. We don't need it. So we did this little flip up here, and so we won't need that right now. What we will need is all of this. So what I did was I inked the envelope the same way that I inked the all the pages. I did the brown, and then I did the rusty hinge around the edges to make more of a golden brown. I got a little carried away with the brown. I wish it had been more like this part down here. This envelope we're going to attach to the right hand side. You know what? Actually, we're going to attach it to the left hand side so that it opens out that way. As I thought we were going to have a pocket, and then I changed my mind. And decided to put stationery in with a window. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So we're going to paper this with this, and then in the top part where there's brown, we're going to put a window, and then you'll be able to see the stationery that's inside the envelope. Okay, so let's paper clip this part together. We need to paper the front of the envelope before we put the window in. So let's go ahead and do that. Now we want to figure out, well, I think that's going to be it actually, where we have the borders and we have the image as well. So I think we're going to cut it here, and I'm going to cut it here. Looks like I trimmed it a little crooked. So I'll clean that up a little bit too. Okay. get that white off. Okay. Well, it looks like I missed it. We're going to ink it anyway. Okay, so that's going to go on there. Let's ink it up. Remember, the images and the ephemera we've been doing in the rusty hinge. I love this color. So we're going to have to move along. These two center ones are the ones that are going to take the most time. If we have to, it looks like I'm probably going to be doing the okay, I guess I didn't need that. The coffee dyed papers off camera. I'd like to be able to make a cover. I've made covers, hard covers, in lots of my other videos, so if we have to, we'll do the refer to A Frozen Christmas, or, you know, any of the others that have hard covers. Just not my boho book, because that one has got a hard cover underneath it, but it's hard to tell. I think that was the best non-traditional, you know, kit, no kit book that I've ever made. I really like that book. That's why it's on my bookshelf and not for sale. I have to go through and I need to sell some of my books, I think. I'm running out of room. I had to buy a new bookshelf and stuff it in my living room, along with everything else. I look like a hoarder. I have so much furniture. One of my neighbors goes, "Wow, you have a lot of furniture." And I'm like, yeah, I got a whole big thing that's full of DVDs for when the cable goes out. You know, all of those nifty things. Okay, so we're going to put a window in this. It's a little challenging to do the inside and the back when you're doing one like this, because you don't have this area. So we've got to keep track of what we're doing here. Oh, come on. Oh, I left it open. So we're going to do like this small. I was trying to, I have to keep it over here. Let me get that little piece off of there. Looks like there's one of those little connectors left on this one. I don't think I've used this one before. Okay. So what I want to do, well, it doesn't matter because we're going to have the acetate in. I'm trying to figure out, because I really need the window here, but we're going to put the stationery in and out here. The only other option is to not have any stationery, or have the stationery and put it in and out of a pocket over here. Because I really want this to be centered. Well, we center it over here to put it inside. And then feel where it is. That feels about right. I'm going to try not to move the die when I slide it between these plates, or put the one plate on top of the other. So let's see, and I put it inside the envelope because we don't want to cut the back. I almost feel like it's up too high. Oh no, it's going to be all right. I almost had an avalanche. Okay, so we'll take this out. Good, that worked out well. That worked out well for us. We've got a little card. That we can use if we want. Now we need to ink this. Sure that doesn't get stopped up. The thing that I said was good was the fact that it ended up staying inside the envelope. That will make it easier for us to glue the inside in that fills the window. I need to get some acetate, don't I? Guess I didn't plan that very far ahead, did I? Excuse me. Okay. I think I need that bigger one. Yeah, that one will do. If you paper clip them together, the scraps, then you can find them, even if you just have one. Okay. So now we need it, even though we're going to put it on the inside, we're going to measure on the outside. Alright, let me put this back in here. Okay, and we need to put this on the inside. Technically, since we're putting stuff in and out, We wouldn't have to glue this side, but then it would flop open, so. You know, if we were just sticking a piece of paper in there, which we're going to do in just a minute. Okay. I'm going to take a drink of pop here. All of a sudden my allergy cough is coming on. Alright, so we've got the window done. Now we need to paper the inside here. Now, let's see. I'm not sure. I don't think I left a paper for that. This is going to be the back. This is going to be the page. So let's paper the inside of it with that. If we can have it come all the way up, we can use it as the cover for here too. And that will make our lives much easier. So let's trim a little bit off of this. Really don't want to trim too much. Just want it to fit in here. What is it catching on? There's nothing there. There we go. Okay. Oh yeah, see, that's going to look nice. Okay. So we want to cut it here. We're just going to have to be careful because we need to glue it. Yeah, we can't do it that way. Because we need to put the stationery in here. So when we glue the backing to this, we can't come out any farther than here. So we need to cut it here, I think. And it doesn't need to be the whole height, you know what I mean? We don't need to fight with it. We've already got this piece. Okay, that works perfect. Alright, so now all we need to do is glue this front edge. We just need to glue the front edge to this. That will make our pocket, and when we put whatever in here, then you'll see it in between. Okay? Did you get that? So I put the paper on the inside and I glued it this way to this back side of this. And I only had to glue the front side because that's where we're bringing the paper in and out. Now we'll take the other side. Now if we want it to match, we can do this. See, we just have to glue this to this instead of this. That's why we couldn't do it the other way. Now this will have to ink. A little bit of, that's what it was catching on before. A little bit of schmutz. Let me ink that little spot. It's kind of weird. Anyway, we need to ink this. And we need to just ink it on these three sides that are going to show. Okay. So we'll take this and glue it in like this and double check that you can't see it in the window. So you can. So we need to make it narrower. We want it to fill this, but not show in the window. So we'll have to put it in, and then we'll check it again. Okay, now we can't see it, because the back of this is leaves, so that's how we know. So let's glue this in. And again, we only have to glue the three sides. We don't have to glue the side that's sticking down inside the envelope. Okay, perfect. Now, this is going to be the back of the envelope. Now, this has a right side up and an upside down, just like this does. So we need to put it on this way. Okay, we only need to cut a little bit off of here. And then wait a minute, we don't have to do it there. Let's do it on the light side. Let's let's do the width first. Or the height, I guess. And do the width. And then I'm going to put you on pause because a little friend of mine keeps insisting that he needs to take a break. So I'll do that real quick while you're on pause. Get it? Pause. P-A-W-S. And then we'll come back and do the next page. It looks like we're going to have enough time, or we should have enough time to at least start it. We kind of did this one rather quickly. I'm kind of surprised how well everything worked out. I must be getting used to doing these. What do you think after 820 videos? Did you guys realize that's how many I have? 800 and I think it's 820. I just inked the wrong side. That's what I get for yammering and praising myself at getting it done correctly. And I almost forgot to put the magnet on. I don't know if I did that or not, so let's do it again. Let's do it again. Okay, now, this is the top, I believe. Now he's barking out the door. Oh, I opened the door to let him out earlier, and there was a big old fat cat on our porch. Just hanging out, checking things out. Oz about lost his mind. And the cat just looked at him through the window like, oh, I've dealt with your kind before, trapped behind that clear barrier, whatever that is. It looks good with that. And I've got the stationery, which is the collage paper, printed on coffee dyed paper, and it's on my printer, so I'll bring it back when I come back from our short commercial break. Now, fold it in half. Then you make a pinch mark. And you use this pinch mark as a guide as to where to cut it. You don't have to draw that little line. I just happened to do it this time. Okay, now which half do we like? Kind of like these little guys. Oh, I did it, didn't I? Good thing I didn't wait till it was dry to remember. Really would have been upset if I'd had to use a Velcro dot. Let's see if we have to re-glue anything. I think this corner maybe. And this corner doesn't need to be re-glued, it just needs to be glued. Didn't quite mean to overglue it like that. I was watching Avatar, The Way of Water, whatever the name of it is now. I think I'm going to cut this down a little bit. Don't really need it that long. This makes it a little harder to deal with. More glue. Okay. So let's miter it a little bit. Okay. And let's ink this some more just in case a little bit of it shows. Okay. I think I overestimated what we could get done, you know, including a cover. In the amount of videos we had. Oh, I just love these papers so much, though. And I'm going to put an acetate pocket on the bottom. Or am I going to put anything on there? And put something over here. And then, I'm not sure. It looks like that needs to be inked. And we need to put a magnet on the back. I love those little foxes. Or is it Fox and Fox? No, I think it's foxes. Remember, you want to be careful with that. Just the least little bit of touch on that pad. And we're going to use 4 on the next page. Wow. Going to be right down to it. I'm not going to have any magnets before we're done, so we're going to have to, I may have to rethink the next page. Anyway, I'm going to put you on pause anyway, so I'll think about what I want to do. So see, isn't that pretty? And then we'll put our stationery in. Looks like I'm going to need to glue that down a little bit. it had kind of come away from the envelope. We won't need a tab or anything because we've got that stationery that we're going to put inside, so it's just a flip open. A very pretty one. That looks nice. Okay. All right. I'm going to put you on hold and take poor Oz outside. Then we will come back and do the page on this side. Well, we got 23 minutes left. We can get it started. And then, yeah, and then that's what we'll do. Okay? All right, I'll talk to you in just 1 second. Let's see how much of this we can get done in 23 minutes. First, I went back and finished this. During our little break, I put the piece of stationery in here, and it's just coffee dyed paper with the collage printed on it. So it's the same paper as this, only it's the full sheet. And then that shows the paper company and then the mushrooms. Okay? And I added these on here. Then I went ahead and did this. Then I went ahead and did our pretty page for this half of the signature. See, I can remember that word if I have to. And I put the 4 buttons on the top and 4 buttons on the bottom instead of just gluing the picture onto the page. So now we're going to do this one. And for this one, we don't need the book. And we're going to cut this envelope in half. This is our paper. We're going to cut the envelope in half, and we're going to make 2 flaps. And then we're going to make this image go straight across both flaps, front and back. Now, the reason we're not papering them first, because this is going to halfway fall apart, is because we want to be able to have that little border. Oh, we're not going to anyway, are we? Should we paper it and then cut it in half? I mean, I guess it... The reason it matters is that it won't have that little border all the way around the edge. But then again, if we want it to look like one continuous picture, do we want it to have that border? Well, we do have to cut this down a little bit. If we put the borders at the top and the bottom, we can leave the one out in the center. And I'm trying to figure out a way to do it with just one magnet. So I'm still thinking about that. Oops, we don't want to cut the end with the mushroom on. I want to cut this end off. Okay, so we cut this here. Just going to ruin our illusion a little bit because it won't have that little corner, but that's all right. Okay, now this will fit on here. Oh, we didn't do the width. That's really going to mess it up, isn't it? Oh well. Guess it doesn't matter about the bottom then, does it? Okay. But what I'm thinking is, if we go ahead and paper it, then when we have our flaps closed, it will look like one paper. We're going to put the pockets on the ends, but we can't cut that at all, otherwise the whole back will fall apart. I should have used a different envelope, but then I got looking and I'm very, very low on envelopes. So let's, you know what, let's paper it, because that will determine, that's not going to be exactly in half. So let's paper it first so we know where we're going to cut it. Or should we just put the top half? Mm-mm. And we can't do the back till we decide what to do about the magnet situation. Not going to have any magnets for another 10 days, and I need to get this done. Darn, back order. I should have thought about it and ordered them earlier, but usually it's not a problem. Now we're going to cut it in half. In here somewhere. So let's do that, see if we can catch it. Otherwise we can just glue it along by peeling it over a little bit. You know, by sticking the glue bottle up under the edge and gluing it. Okay, so we've got this. That looks nice, I like that. Okay, and then we want to cut it. And I want a little bit below, so I'm going to go right across this line of text. That worked in our advantage. Okay. Now, this is the part that we're going to glue on. So, you like that? Watch Terry right upside down. Very easy letters to write upside down, I must say. Well, I glued the paper on upside down because if it's going to be on the left, alright, well, we're not going to waste the envelope. Envelopes are at a premium around here. Oh, we have to Let's see what we can do to fix this. This is the back. Because this is going to go towards the center, so we can't have the pockets here. So I wasn't paying attention to what side the flap was on when I glued the front on. And this is what we're going to do to fix it. I'm going to turn it around this way. It still won't work, will it? Well, why not? No, it still won't work. Okay, so I'm going to have to do this real quick. This is how you fix a mistake. By starting over. So we're going to do it with the brown real quick. And then we're going to do it in the center. Oh, and it didn't matter with the inking on the front. Yeah, we're going to have to paper the front and the back first, because we won't know. Oh, it's still close enough to the center that my inking. Can't believe it. Can't believe I did this upside down. And since it wasn't exactly in the center, then we can't just cut this envelope in half and stick the papers on. See, that gives it that golden color. Kind of a pain in the butt to do it twice, but turns out, so. So much for seeing how much we can get done in 23 minutes, huh? How much we can redo in 23 minutes. Okay, now it's going to be on this side. So we'll glue the top on. That'll work out better anyway, actually, because then we'll... Oh, look at that. I had glue right when I guessed. Wow. I had glue across the center. The two spots I had put the glue across when I said, oh, it'll be approximately here, was exactly where the cut was. Huh. Okay, now let's try it again. And we'll trim the bottom of the bottom one if we have to. Now we can go ahead and leave a little extra on this side, remember, because we're going to cut it off for pockets. So we'll glue that on. And I need to glue this right up. And then we'll glue this on. Oh yeah, we've got plenty of room. We can now actually have that little border. How did I manage to do that? Must have had a larger border at the top and the bottom on the other one. Alright, so we'll glue this on. Make sure we get up into the very corners of the corner. Well, that's how you fix that, I guess. Peel the paper off and you get a new envelope. And you ink and ink and ink all over again. Now, if I want to have enough room to have a border at the top of one and the bottom of the other, and do it like that. And then we glue this on the back. Yeah, we need to glue on the envelope here. here. And that'll work for that. And then we want to glue this. And glue it straight on the edges. And the reason we glued in the center there is so that when we have the pockets, it doesn't catch. I mean, it wouldn't probably anyway, but you never know. And then when we cut this in half, I'm still going to have to glue those centers. I didn't cut it first. What is wrong with me today? Alright, I'll fix this. I'll let the glue dry and fix it, and then when we come back we'll finish this one up and then we'll go on to the next page. Silly me. Alright, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks. That'll be just a second for you and a whole who knows what for me. Okay, bye-bye.